Hi everyone, Amit from UPod here. We're doing a short live class this evening that is focused on full body strength, so it's going to be challenging. I'm going to give you a few options for things, so if things are quite difficult for you, just stick to the easier options. If you want to go wild, take the stronger ones. Here we go. We're going to start on the elbows. You can either interlock your fingers together or just keep them next to each other. And if you can just watch the pelvis for a moment, you want to gently bring the tail into the pelvis, just very gently. You're not rounding the lower back, you're just tucking in very gently to get your abdominals firing for support. Here we go. We're going to stretch one leg and then the other. Remember the tail, bring the knee in, and then the other knee. Again, stretch and stretch. Remember your tail, bring one knee in and the other. One more like this, and in. Good. Now watch the screen. The next one we're going to stay there and make sure we're not dropping in the shoulders. So we're going to do a little exercise dropping and lifting. We're stretching the legs out, and we'll do a gentle drop just to push up higher. Gentle drop just to push up higher. One more time. Gentle drop, push up. Remember your tail. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your knees down. Now flex your feet and sit all the way back. We're going to do squats later, so that's a nice preparation for the squat. Flexing the feet and sitting back for a moment of rest. We'll stay there for one more breath and then come forward. Next we're doing the same, but we're going to play with the legs. So stretching the legs out, the feet are together in the center of the mat. We take the legs one at a time outside the mat, bring them back to the mat. Step out, out, in, in. Remember not to drop in the upper body. Remember the tail in the pelvis. We go out, out, in, out, out. You can alternate the order of the legs twice more. In and out, out, in. Rest the knees down, flex your feet again, and rest back. So take a couple of breaths here while just recovering. And for the next exercise, I'm going to move back just a little bit. I need some space in front here. We're going to do 2 variations. Again, it's up to you how far you want to push yourself. So remember the tail, the abdominals working, the tail in the pelvis. We're going to come as far forward as possible. You can either put your chin forward or your forehead forward and then push yourself back. As far forward as you can come and push back. Just one more like this. As far forward as possible and push back. If that's enough for you, just keep doing that. Or if you want to challenge more, stretch your legs out. We come forward and go back. 4 more times. Forward and back. Forward and back. Twice more. Last one. And we rest the knees down. Once again, flex your feet. Sit back. Allowing your body to get ready and used to this feeling, which is very useful later in the squat. One more breath here. And then come forward. I'm going to shift a little forward again. And now we're going to lift up. Lift the pelvis up. So we stretch the legs out and we lift the pelvis up. Put your feet wherever you're comfortable and push yourself away from the ground with your arms. Lift the pelvis high. You can think about the tail gently in the pelvis. Feel the ribs in the body so you don't want the ribs dropping down. And then rest your knees down. Take a moment, we'll do it again. I'm going to lift and lower the heels. Here we go, stretch the legs, lift your pelvis, organize your feet where you're comfortable. Good, keep pushing away with the arms and lower the heels and lift up. Lower the heels and lift up. Bring them close together, lower, lift up, lower, lift up. If you want to challenge yourself, park one leg behind, lower and lift on one leg, change, lower, lift, lower, lift, and rest down. Good, shake those arms. You're probably quite warmed up by now, I hope. We're going to do some bridges now and some abdominal work. So, lying down on the mat, we're going to start with feet together, knees apart. And in this position, we're just going to squeeze. Feel like you squeeze under your bum and you squeeze the inner thighs together at the same time. And then release. Squeeze under the bum and squeeze the inner thighs together and release. Just 3 more times. Squeeze under the bum and the inner thighs and release. Squeeze as hard as you can. In and release. In, hold, and release. Okay, bring your feet closer to your bottom. Lift your pelvis all the way up. You might want to walk your feet even a little closer to your bottom. And we do the same. Open and squeeze. So now squeezing under your bum, lift your pelvis higher and your inner thighs working. And release and squeeze. Release and squeeze. Squeeze as hard as you can, legs together. As you do that, the tail is pushing up and the stomach is pulling in. And squeeze. Let's go faster. 10, 9, 8, 6. Keep the breath going. 3, 2, 1. And bring yourself down. Bring the legs up, give them a bit of a shake. And then we're going to take a V position with your feet. So heels together, toes apart. Again, when you lift up, you might want to bring the feet closer to your bottom. So we lift up. I'm going to bring the feet a little closer to me. Heels together, toes apart. And I lift the pelvis as high as possible. Now heels up. Keep squeezing your heels together. And heels down. Heels up and down. Up and down. 4, 3. Keep squeezing the heels together and keep squeezing your pelvis up. Good. Now we're going to lift the heels up and bring the spine down. Now bring the heels down. So we lift the pelvis, lift the heels, bring the spine down, but keep the heels lifted and bring the heels down. Twice more like this. Pelvis up, lift the heels. Keep the heels lifted as you bring the spine down. Bring the heels down. 1 more. Up, heels up, roll down, heels down. Now we reverse this. So we lift the heels up first, then we lift the pelvis and the body, heels down, and body goes down. Heels up, pelvis up, heels down, body goes down. Heels up, body goes up, heels down, body goes down. Last one, heels up, lift up, bring your upper body closer to the legs this time, squeeze the heels together and squeeze up. 9, 8. Keep squeezing the heels together and use your inner thighs. Make sure your legs are not dropping out too much. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest everything down. Okay, bring the legs up again. Give them a bit of a shake. And then hug your knees with your hands. Exhale, lift your head up and bring yourself down. Lift up, squeeze the air out of your lungs and slowly go down. And lift up and squeeze the air out. Inhale, stretch the legs and the arms forward as low as you can. Bring it in and rest. And when I say as low as you can, I mean as low as you can without your pelvis tipping forward like this and your back arching. So you want to keep the pelvis rolling to you and your lower back pretty much on the ground. So we lift up, stretch forward, pull in and rest down. Twice more, lift up, stretch forward, pull in and go down. And last one, forward, Good. Now we're going to do small movements with the legs. We're going to change, 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 change. And as you do that, keep breathing and keep tucking the pelvis to you. So your lower back is not arching like this, but pulled in. Let's do 10, 9, 8. And finish. Roll yourself up. And we're going to find the rolling like a ball position, but we're not going to do rolling like a ball. So we're just going to hold it. And with control, we're going to transition into the same position from a moment ago. And then pull everything together and come up. And roll back. And pull it together and come up. And roll back. And forward. And roll back. And forward. Last one. Back, stay there, pull the knees in. Bring your hands behind your head. Take a second to rest. Lift yourself up and rotate towards the screen. Rest back and rotate towards the screen. Now, if you want to make it more difficult, stretch the opposite leg. And down, and up, and down, up, and little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend your knees and rest. Other side. We go up and rest down. One more like this. And then if you can, stretch the opposite leg. And back. And back and up in little pulses. 5. And rest. Very good. Let's do a shoulder bridge. So feet together, knees together. We're going to lift the pelvis all the way up again. And you can bring your feet closer to you. Right leg up. We're going to flex the foot, kick down, point on the way up. Flex down, point up. Let's go 6, 5. Keep lifting the pelvis as high as you can, especially the right side of the pelvis. One more, and then put your right foot on the left knee. Squeeze under your bum and lift as high as you can. Bring the right leg up again. Place it down and bring your pelvis down. Other side, lifting up. Left leg up. Flex to kick down. Point up. Flex down. Point up. Quicker 6. Keep pushing the pelvis up, especially the left side. 2, 1. Put your left foot on the right knee. Push your pelvis up as high as you can. Then lift the left leg up. Bring your foot down and bring yourself down. Hug your knees to your chest for a moment. Just allow your back to relax into the ground. Take a moment to check with your breath. And bring yourself up. And we're going back to the same position pretty much as we started, but we're going to do rotations. So notice how I position my arms. I'm going to position one arm this way and the other arm parallel to it. It doesn't matter which one is in front really. We're going to stretch the legs back. Good. Now the legs can be a little bit wider, the feet a little wider. So we can twist now. You can twist to face the screen and hold the position. Now watch the shoulder line. You don't want to drop down. That's just like we said when we were on both arms. Allow yourself a little drop and then correct yourself one more time. Allow a little drop and correct yourself and come back to center. Other side. Allow a little drop and push up. A little drop and push up. A little drop and push up. And come back to both hands. Rest your knees down. Again, flex your feet and sit back for a moment. The squats are just around the corner. Okay, same position again. you might want to swap the arms and stretch the legs out, feet apart, and rotate. This time either stay there if that's difficult enough, or bring your body down and push back up. Body down and push back up. You're pushing up from the hip, from the waist, from the armpit. Down and up, down and up. Last one, down and up. Other side. Take your position and down and up. 4 more times. Or if it's getting quite difficult, just stay there. Down and up. Last one. Come back to center and rest back. Now, the next exercise is the only one, well, kind of the only one that requires wrist strength. Hopefully, even if you have slightly weaker wrists, you're going to be fine. So please watch the position. My top leg, the standing leg, is in front of the other one, and the bottom leg is hooked underneath. We're doing a twist. So we're going to lift the pelvis and be on the feet and on the hand. Pelvis goes up, and this hand goes through, twisting as far as possible. Then you come back and you sit down. This one is a bit more difficult if you haven't done it before. Here we go. Pelvis up. Watch the legs. I'm on the front leg. The other one is just hooked around, and I twist. And back. Twice more. Again, I'm on the front leg. The other one is just hooked, and I'm pushing away from the ground and twisting. And back. Last one. And coming back. We have another side to do. So make sure you're not confusing the legs. The top leg is in front, the other one is hooked. And here we go, lift up. The pelvis goes as high as you can. The ribs lift into the body, and you twist around. And then you sit back down. Again, up. Push away from the ground and twist. And back to center. And up. And down, last one. Push. And lift and twist. And come back to center. Good. Take a deep breath. I'm going to turn my mat around because I'm working in very limited space here. Alright, and we're going to stand up and do a combination of squats with push-ups. I'm sweating. I hope you are too. So I'm going to stand with my feet as wide as my mat, wider than hip width, and just do a normal squat. Now, I'm thinking about bending the knees, but also sitting back as much as possible. So notice that my knees are not coming very much forward. Sitting as far back as I can, and I lift up. The arms can do whatever. Okay, I'm just keeping them simple. Good. I'm going quite low. See how far you can go. And lift up. We're going to do twice more. Going down. Now we're going to stay there. Squeeze under your bum and lift just a little bit. Hold. And squeeze under the bum, lift just a little bit. Hold. And then come all the way up. One more time. Going down. Squeeze under the bum, lift a little bit. Hold. Squeeze your bum, lift a little bit. Hold. Come all the way up. Bring the feet closer together. And we're going to roll down. Bend your knees if you need to. And walk yourself forward into a push-up position. In the push-up position, we're going to transition to the elbow and then to the other elbow. And we come up. So one elbow, the other elbow, and push up. Twice more. One elbow, other elbow. Push up. Try to alternate the direction. And push up. Lift your pelvis high. Walk back. And roll yourself up. Separate your feet. second set of squats. We go down. Let's try to stretch the arms forward this time if you want to challenge yourself. And bring yourself up. Forward. Sitting as low as you can. Squeeze under the bum and come up. Now challenge yourself further if you want by trying to stay more upright. And lift twice more. And lift, last one. Deep squat. And lift. Feet come closer together. Want to take a stretch up towards the ceiling. Whoopa. Roll down. Come forward. Let's do that little transition a couple of times. Elbow, elbow, and push, push, other side. Elbow, elbow, push, push. And now we're going to do a very slow push-up going all the way down, but very, very slowly. Rest down for a moment. Catch your breath. And then watch the screen for a moment. You want to flex the feet. Hopefully you didn't move your hands. You want to straighten the knees. And then pull your stomach up to lift the ribs and the pelvis together and just come off the ground like this and hold it. Again, I'm flexing the feet, straightening the knees, and from the stomach and the arms, of course, I just pull up and hold it. Hold, hold, hold. And slowly down. Last one. Straighten the knees. Pull the front. You can roll your shoulders back and hold up. Hold, hold, hold. This time we have to push all the way up. Yeah, here we go. Lift your pelvis. Walk back. Allow yourself to rest for a moment. The knees are bent. The upper body is resting down. And roll yourself up. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're sweating at least like me. And hope to see you soon on NewPod here on Facebook. If you have any comments, any questions, please remember you can always send them to us and we'll answer as quickly as we can. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.